Hey everyone, we're in Arvada today at Westwoods Golf Club, our next stop in our driving range mini-series. And one of the handful of stops that we're actually able to capture this video during the installation process, so we'll be able to show you a before and after throughout this video. Westwoods is the top club in Arvada offering 3 distinct nines. They have the Sleeping Indian course and the Cottonwood course, which were part of the original opening in '94, followed a few years later by the Silo course that opened in '98. Now the Silo course has got a special place in my heart as I grew up on the second hole. I've enjoyed coming back to Westwoods over the last 20 years or so. Westwoods is also regarded one of the top 30 clubs in the state because of its affordability, great views, and the absolute incredible condition that Joe Coons and his team keeps this course in all year long. Let's head down to the driving range so I can show you our new TeeStrike Plus that has a 1-foot border of our SYNBlue 745. I want to show you how wedges, irons, and fairway woods react off of this new turf. And I also want to show you what it looks like when you tee up your driver. You no longer have to step out into the grass to tee it up. You can actually do everything right from our new TeeStrike Plus. All right, we're down at the range. I'm standing on the TeeStrike Plus. Now what's different about this turf is that it has full-length fibers as well as our texturized fibers. So the club interaction as it goes through the turf feels like real grass. I'm gonna start off with hitting a few wedges. I've got a 60 degree. I wanna show you kind of a stock, a high shot, and then a little bit of a pitch shot. And then I'll work my way up the bag to be able to show you how the different clubs interact with the turf. Okay, first just a standard little 50-yard shot as I get warmed up here. You can catch the ball pretty clean on this turf. If you hit it fat, you're gonna know. If you thin it, you're gonna know. But really, when you hit a pure shot, this TeeStrike Plus just feels so great. Because this turf marries both the full-length fiber and a texture fiber, you can actually open your club up and practice flop shots, which is typically not the case with an artificial turf mat. Okay, I have a 50 degree now. I'm gonna go at this first target. It's 135 yards away. This club for me is about 125 to 130, but I'll hit a few shots just so you can see how this wedge interacts with the turf. Now that one was fat. Got a little excited trying to show this. But again, when you hit it fat, you know that it's fat. When you hit it thin, it's gonna be thin. See if I can get a good strike on this one. Right through the geese, but about as good as I can hit that one. Just left of the flag stick by, I don't know, 15 feet. I'll hit a couple more so you can see it. Another good one there, just on the right side. I'll hit one more, and we'll work up the back. All right, that was a great one. Just gonna be on the left side, just inside that first one. All right, I'm gonna head out to the black and white flag now. It's about 195 yards away. I've got a mid iron, got a 7 iron. Let's give it a go. Now we've been installing T-lines for about 5 years. We started off installing our OG TeeStrike, which is a 1-inch all nylon product. It's great, but this TeeStrike Plus, having those straight fibers, just has another level of turf interaction when you're hitting your irons and things like that. So I'll hit one last 7 iron, see if I can get it close, and we'll move our way up the bag. One was a little thin. Didn't lose much distance. It's getting right up there. Set next to the pin. All right, I've got my 3 hybrid in hand. Gonna hit a few here and show you what the fairway woods look like off of this turf. All right, now I'm gonna hit a few 3 woods before I move up to driver and head out of here. It's a good flight on that one. Typically with the mat, you're kind of afraid to go after it with a longer iron. You're afraid it's gonna catch fat. But this TeeStrike Plus just feels so good. Whether you're hitting wedge, iron, fairway wood, this stuff is incredible. All right, so I'm finally on driver, and you may have seen some of our other videos where I'm talking about tee height. So as I've mentioned before, the 2 3/4 or even a 3-inch tee is just too tall, really, for any artificial turf. I think that's why most people step out into the grass and try and tee it up from there. But what we have found is using a 2 1/8 inch tee really works best. It sets the ball at the right height. I'll tee up with both just so you can see it, and it's pretty clear. So first I'll hit a few with this 3-inch tee. You can already see how high that sits above the driver. You know, if you're a guy that likes to hover it, then maybe this works out well. That's not me, but let me hit a couple here. That was a good result, but I did have to lift up my driver a little bit on that one. I'll hit one more, just so you can see it. That one got away from me a little bit. Still, it's not the end of the world if you use a 3-inch tee. But for myself, I like it teed a little bit lower, a little bit more how I tee it up out on the course. So we've got the 2 1/8 tee. You can see how it sits kind of right at the perfect height. It's more of the ball flight I like to see. Hit one more, maybe a couple more with the 2 1/8 inch tees. You can see how easy that tee goes right into the turf. Now after it's down for a little while and you've got sand and debris in there, it might get a little packed. All you have to do is just give it a little love and the tee should stick right in there. Feel a little more controlled with that tee height. You know, if it's a long drive, like in a scramble or something like that, maybe I go with a taller tee. But again, for your everyday practice, that 2 1/8 inch tee is just gonna work perfect. And even if you have a simulator at home, and you're having issues, try moving to the 2 1/8 inch tee. Should help you out. All right, that one got away from me. I'm gonna hit one last one, nice and smooth, and get out of here. It's a good one to end on. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me as we talked about the new tee line here at Westwoods. I want to give a big thank you to Steve, Bobby, and Joe here at Westwoods. You guys have been incredible to work with. We look forward to supporting you and just encourage you all to come out and play Westwoods. Thanks.